Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No, not Florian Wirtz. Oh my god, we've let Florian Wirtz score a goal. It's 4-2, by the way. What a game of football this has been. It's 4-2. Hey, my people, how you doing? I hope you're having a smashing goddamn day. Welcome back to the Brom Squad Gaming channel, and welcome back to episode number 3 of the Manchester United Tactical Career Mode. I hope you all are having a great day. Things are looking peachy, because right now you're going to be entertained for the next 30, 40, maybe 50 minutes. I don't know. Let me know down below, by the way. Do you like the longer episodes? Obviously, I add a bit more stuff in. I keep a lot of stuff in as well. But if you're enjoying the longer episodes, let me know. Please also smash the like button. It would mean the absolute most. But might I say, you guys are in store for a fantastic 4 games of FC 26 under yours truly, the tactical genius that I am. Probably not. But we start off the episode with a game at home to Sunderland, which in real life, Rúben Amorim's tricky Red Devils ended up beating them 2-0. Let's go up the fucking Reds. We ended up beating them. Great. But then there's an international break, which at the time of recording this episode, we are currently in. Now, after that international break, we are away at Anfield. Tricky situations. We are away at Anfield versus Liverpool on a slot. He's looking to get the best of me and, of course, Manchester United. And then we're at home to Brighton. Now, to be honest, let's be honest here. I think the hardest game of this entire episode is Brighton at home. Why do you say that? Well, we can't rest on our laurels. And of course, it's always the game that you least expect that could quite easily sneak up and give you that first loss of the season. So my attention, of course, is on Liverpool, is on Arsenal, but also that Sunderland and that Brighton game, bit tricky. I've just mentioned them, but Arsenal are the game that we will end off the episode on. A Carabao Cup away game versus the mighty Arse. We've already beaten them this season, 2-1 opening day, but now they're at home. They have the advantage, and I don't know what the players are going to be looking like after the Brighton game. So it's only 3 days afterwards, or 2 days afterwards actually. So we might have to rotate sufficiently, and hopefully that means we come away with all four wins, 9 from 9 in terms of in the league, and a potential knockout of a juggernaut, a giant, a potential League Cup contender. We could knock them out. It could be great. It could be amazing. Or we could end up with 6 points from 9, maybe losing away at Anfield, maybe getting knocked out of the Carabao Cup. I don't know. We're going to find out in this episode though. So if you don't mind, smash that like button down below, as well as subscribing to the channel if you are new and you like the content on it. I am trying to hit 30k by the end of this year, so if you don't mind, that would be great. The first bit of preparation for the Sunderland game. They are going to be playing a 4-1-4-1, just like us. That's what we play. Xhaka at the base of their midfield. You know it's going to be Xhaka versus a Kobe Mainoo type situation. And I think that they do have some great firepower in the team. Not just up front, not just out wide, but also in the midfield. That midfield 3 of Siddiqui, Diarra, and Xhaka are absolutely phenomenal. Pace for days, running for everywhere, and they are great. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if a player like Brian Brobby does start over Isidore. I wouldn't be surprised if Enzo Lefebvre does maybe sneak in as a potential winger, or maybe over one of Diarra or Siddiqui. I think he's also a very good player. And then there's also, I think his name's pronounced Gertruda, whatever. Right back / centre back. Very good. I would probably put him in over Chris Hume. Is that his name, Chris Hume? I don't know. Hume. That's his name. Hume. But yes, in terms of how they're going to be playing standard, I'm not going to try and switch too many things up. I actually might even look to rotate for the first time in the league this season. The key players to watch out for are Xhaka in attack, which does make sense. He's going to be pulling the strings all over the place, as well as Mukiele and Reinildo as the 2 fullbacks / Mukiele being a centre back as well, but the 2 defenders looking to mark those central and wide areas efficiently. Now, in terms of Sunderland's form, out of their last 5 games, I know you can't see this because my beautiful face is in the way. In their last 5 games, they have won 0, they've drawn 1, and they've lost 4. But yes, they have made the patch, which has improved the difficulty of trying to break down teams ever so slightly. Has also improved the attacking difficulty that we have seen from the CPU. I know a lot of people were saying it was quite difficult or frustrating at times because the attacks weren't fully functioning for the opposition really. Dallo slides it across to Sesko, and it balloons over Gertruda with a great defensive block there, to be fair. But yes, let me know what you guys think of the new patch. Some people have been saying it's very similar to FC 25. Now the gameplay is not as great. People are saying that they've nerfed the defending and they've made it like a lot easier. I don't know. I don't mind it too much. I don't think it's anything like FC 25. Oh, Sesko! Oh! I don't think it's anything like FC 25 because the player movement and positioning is a lot better. It's still a far better game than FC 25. Let's not be blasphemous with our criticism here. But so far, like, it is a bit more difficult, which is great. I like that. I like that a lot. Ahmad into Sesko. Great touch. Back into Ahmad. Sesko, he's looking to continue that run. But I also see Bruno Fernandes in the box. We're going to cut it back to Sesko. Sesko takes a heavy touch and it just bounces off him. But we've won the ball back perfectly. Just continue to rotate it in midfield, gentlemans. Oh, there we go. There we go. Ahmad, he's made that run. Second time. I probably should square it. But it's fine because Ahmad gets his first goal on the day. Is that the first goal of the career mode? It is too for Ahmad. Beautifully done. Or maybe not of the career mode because I'm not sure if he's scored in the Carabao Cup yet. But it's the first goal for Ahmad in the Premier League on his first start too. But yes, very, very nice. I probably should have squared it to Sesko. I probably should have. But Ahmad scores against former club. He was loaned out to Sunderland. And to be fair, in the game on the weekend, he played incredibly well versus them. So it makes sense that he scores in the game versus Sunderland. He's chuffed with the goal, obviously, which is great. Gets his confidence levels up. It gets the team as a whole, their confidence levels up. And let's see if we can have a bit more fun now that we've broken the deadlock in the game. But Lisandro Martinez has got his work cut out for him in terms of Lenny Yora and that left-sided centre-back of the defense. Oh my goodness me. Okay, Sesko almost getting on the score sheet himself. We've got Bruno Fernandes to take this. I am actually going to change Bruno for Mason Mount because I do think that Mason Mount is a better corner kick. Dude, oh my, why was the lift not there? That is frustrating. But I do think that Mason Mount has a better delivery from the corners and just in general the crossing situations. He always tends to beat the first man more times than not. Lenny Yora is tracking this wide area before they look to whip it across. Lenny Yora is there. Oh, that's some fantastic defending. Some absolutely outstanding defending from the young 19-year-old centre-back, by the way. Generational talent, superstar in the making. Back out to Mason Mount. And we've got a ball into the middle here. Sesko's there. Takes a great touch. Still can't get the full ball under control. It hasn't been a half of craziness and loads of goals and all that good stuff. It's been a bit cagey. It's been a bit up and down. A bit of a basketball game, you might describe it as, but it's okay. I think we've got the edge. Obviously, we've got the goal from Ahmad. It's been a good goal taken by Ahmad, but we haven't been able to create as many chances as what I would like. So maybe a few changes at halftime. Okay, so some of those changes do require a few, not positional changes, but a few things that need to be altered, like the wingers being set to build up. I want them a bit more involved in those deeper areas, looking to try and help construct a better platform for a lot of these other players to help attack off of. As for the likes of Casemiro, I'm going to leave him on a box-to-box role, that's fine. But in terms of Menu, I want him on roaming. I want him getting a bit higher up the field, looking to attack alongside Bruno Fernandes in those certain moments that he does get forward, but also having that player that can pop up in those half spaces, especially with the two wingers now being a bit more involved in that build-up play. I might need a bit more from Kobbie Mainoo. But in terms of the centre-backs, by the way, I think they've been fantastic. Dalot has been great. He's really backed up why I've started him over Mazraoui. A lot of fans were saying before the game started, why would you drop Mazraoui? He's been in crazy great form. But it's all about rotations. It's all about knowing your players and when they're in those red zones and when they're not. So there is that too. But otherwise, I'm not going to make any other changes. Apart from this, poacher on attack. I need a bit more penetration, especially with the wingers not looking to make those attacking runs as much right now. Look at that from Kobbie. Look at Kobbie Mainoo's positioning. That's exactly what I want. A player who can step out into the wide areas if needed. Just open up more central spaces if required. Ahmad, great ball into Sesko. Oh my goodness, Roofs with an insane save. Gets away from Dalot. Mundell looks to whip a ball into the box, but never fear because Lamens is here and he always claims the aerial balls. Pause. Whole team's looking to press now. Close down the spaces, attack the players on the ball. Limit the ball carries passing options. Make sure that he is stressed all the time. Looking to hoof the ball out of play. Potentially, Kobbie Mainoo comes away with the ball. That is exactly what I'm talking about. Looks to square it into Sesko, who's in a great position, but of course the defense is very strong, very tight, very sturdy. Oh, Mount's gotten away from his man. He's looking to square it into Bruno. Bruno takes a great touch, shoots on goal, and Roofs is there yet again. That's the second great save he's made of this half. He's really kept aside in this game. So it's around the 75th minute or so. There's 15 minutes to go in the game. We are going to make several changes, bringing on some of the stronger players, you could say. Of course, Mbeumo and Cunha are going to be coming on with Ugarte, of course. I need a bit more legs in the midfield, especially if we are going to try and defend this 1-0 lead. I don't want any slip-ups. I don't want that midfield game to get away from us. I think Sunderland have come back into this game at some point. Some great saves from their keeper has definitely allowed them to stay in this one, which I don't really like. But Mazraoui is also going to come on now. I think that should be the play. Mazraoui on the right, Dalot on the left. He has done very well, Dalot, when he has been deployed down that left-hand side. Of course, it also means there will be some changes made, starting off with Mbeumo back to his inside forward role, and I'm going to put it on attack alongside Xerxes being a false 9 on attack as well. Still having that penetration, but also having that midfield overload every now and then with the number 9 dropping into those deeper pockets of space. I'm going to leave Kobe Manu on a roaming deep line playmaker role. That's fine. I'm not looking to be super defensive here. I'm just looking to reassure and reaffirm that midfield area with Ugarte coming on as a box-to-box ball-winning player. There we go. You can sense the players who have just come on. They're hungry. They're looking to attack. And Mbeumo forces another great save. To be fair, the angle was in the goalkeeper's favor, but another great save from Roofs. It is looking a bit scary right now because this goalkeeper's on absolute fire. I'm going to whip in a great cross, hopefully corner. Why is Dalot there? Okay. Oh my. Nus Mazraoui. From distance. Oh my days! From distance. Cracks the crossbar. Almost in half at that point. That was like the first time in 84 years that Roofs had been beaten. Good ball into Cunha. Cunha looking to square it into Xerxes. And finally Roofs is beaten for the second time in the game. He is probably the man of the match if Sunderland go on to win this game, which they're not going to, of course. But Roofs has been in insane form. A great bit of skill, a great bit of work, teamwork down that left-hand side. Gets Cunha in, and Cunha gets an assist for Xerxes, who gets his second goal in the Premier League. A great bit of play. I do feel bad for Roofs because he has been so good in this game. But a great bit of work from the boys in red. And there you have it. A great, fantastic, hard-fought 2-0 win for United. Another 3 points onto the board. It's great as always. We keep the winning streak alive, which is always fantastic. And now it's on to Liverpool, of course. But this game was very challenging. Almost the perfect build-up for that massive Liverpool game. Perfect to try and get the players focused, get me focused, and of course into the game and how things are going to be working. But a great hard-fought win. I can't fault the team whatsoever. Their hard work and determination, really did get these 3 points over the line. Okay, people, so I just wanted to fill you in on the stuff that's happening behind the scenes. Now, I am getting a whole host of transfer offers and requests and all that stuff for Tyrell Malacia. I kind of wanted to let him just leave at the end of his contract, let him, be a free agent and go find another club. But I'm being bombarded, absolutely battered, from here to there to everywhere with transfer offers for this man right here. So I'm going to accept one of them and he can go in the January window. But now that leads me on perfectly to some of the other players that I'm thinking of letting go in the upcoming window. The first being this man right here. I've put him on the transfer list. There's an approach from Aston Villa. Shock. Aston Villa taking Man United players that we don't want anymore. That makes a lot of sense. So I'm going to be getting rid of players like Luke Shaw. Harry Maguire is a weird one. Now, if you're up to date with what's happening in the real world, Harry Maguire, his contract actually does end at the end of the season, which it is in the game of Chaos. There's offers and there's rumors that, Saudi Arabia clubs might be interested in him. There are also potential offers that Man United want to keep him, but he's got to, of course, drop his wages, which makes a lot of sense. Now, I want to keep Harry Maguire, but he hasn't approached me to sign a contract yet. We all know how that works in this new version of FC. There are a few ideas that I do have in the back of my head where I might look to replace him. Because I do want to keep him. I think in terms of a leader in the dressing room, that's always important. So there is that. Now, we get onto the younger players, the likes of Aiden Heaven, Chido Obi Martins, Diego Leon. I've put them all on the transfer list, and I do see that we do have an approach by Cagliari in Italy for the young player, the young Paraguayan. So I am going to be loaning these sort of players out. I want them to grow. I want them to develop. I'm going to try and target a 2-year loan for a lot of them, specifically Aiden Heaven, who will be 21 when he does come back. And hopefully he would have grown by 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 overalls, because that would be fantastic. For the younger players, Tyler Fredrickson as well, hopefully he can get a loan. I don't know if there would be any clubs interested in him. I don't know just yet. But because we're only having at least one game a week, sometimes two, depending on how far we go in the various competitions, we don't really need them on the bench. I want them to develop. I want them to grow. I want them to become a lot more useful in this career mode, and of course just a lot more in general. They're going to get the Toby Collier the Kobe Collier. The Kobe... I said it again. The Toby Collier treatment. Loaned out to a championship club or maybe just another club abroad and develop. I need that. I want that. And it needs to happen. For them, for me, for everyone, for the team. It's always for the team. I don't know where Belgrano is, but they're interested in potentially signing Chido Obi, which would be fantastic. Get him out there, get him starting games, get him scoring goals, get him developing, and maybe, just maybe, he could come back and be a major success. We've got 2 offers here. The first one, I'm going to delegate because I want it to be a 2-year loan deal for Diego Leon, which would be great. The second one, I'm going to jump in there and negotiate with Unai Emery. Rightio. So firstly, they're coming to us. We have home court advantage here. I'm expecting at least, to be fair, to be honest, to be brutally honest, I don't care how much. If anything, you buying Luke Shaw is already a win in my book because I think he's got no book value whatsoever. So his base book value is 12.5 million. I'm thinking 15 and we got ourselves a deal. Shake my hand and get out. Just do that and we're all happy. You say good evening, I say thank you very much, and we're done. Great bit of business. That's an A+++, if you ask me. And we get a player who has a lot of wages off our books. Okay, so the next one is Tyrell Malacia. Now, there are offers from Spain, which I think I may have rejected. I'm not too sure. I don't know what happens here, but there are offers in place here. And I think one of them will be accepted. I'm hoping it's the Villarreal one because we get more money. But again, for a player like Tyrell Malacia, for a player like Luke Shaw, even for Casemiro, if we do get an offer for him, I would want to try and reject Casemiro's offer because I want to try and keep him. But for these sort of players, I don't really care about their value, how much we get and how much we lose, whatever. The Vancouver Whitecaps are looking to try and loan with an option to buy for Chido Obi. I'm going to reject that. I would like him to go out on loan, but the league does matter to me. And I'm not going to be loaning him to the MLS. I just think that in terms of his developments, it's just not good enough. No slight on the MLS. I just think maybe a championship team or maybe a top 5 league in the world, one of those teams could be great. Aiden Heaven, an option to buy on this loan to Bournemouth. I'm not going to give them that option to buy. I'm going to negotiate this. Try and make it a 2-year loan. It works for them, to be fair. They get a great young player that can develop for us, and we get a great player developing in the process. Let's see here what Andoni Raiola has to offer. Now, I do know that when you manually negotiate these sort of things, you don't get completely screwed over, which is always great. Propose without the option to buy. That would be great. Short-term loan? No. I want a 2-year loan. I don't mind if he comes back in 4 years' time. Sorry, 4 years' time. In 2 years' time in the January window. That's fine with me. And it's going to be a 50-50 wage splits. It works for you, it works for me, it works for everybody. But most importantly, it works for Aiden Heaven and his developments. Cagliari have come back. They've accepted the 2-year offer they're waiting for us to accept. We are going to accept that, but we've also got an option here for Tyler Fredrickson. I'm going to leave the option to buy for them because I don't think Fredrickson has a massive long-term future with United. Just personally, that's just how I feel. So it's going to be a straight 1-year loan. It probably should be a short loan, but it's going to be a 1-year loan with the option to buy for between 1.6 and 2 million pounds. Something along those lines. That's great for them. It's a great bit of business for us to execute. And if he does develop and work out well, Ipswich have got themselves a very solid centre-back for the future. Okay, Luke Shaw, confirmed transfer, 15 million, big ones in the back pocket of Sir Jimmy Boy, Omar Barada, Wilcox, and of course your boy Brom Squad Gaming. We get a C on the deal, which is not great. We could have gotten 18.5 as our best possible offer. No. In what world does Luke Shaw fetch you 18.5 million? Okay, we've got another transfer offer here for Chido Obi from Las Palmas. I'm not sure if they're in first or second division of Spain. However, it's going to be a straight loan with a straight 2-year loan. No option to buy, no obligation, no ifs, buts, or maybes. Straight 2-year option, and hopefully he can get some starts. If he is in the second division, it's not the greatest. However, it's about his developments. If he's in the second division, he'll definitely be starting games. Heading into this massive Liverpool game, Diego Dallo has knocked on my door and he said, "Boss, I want to play." You might be playing. You might actually be playing. Maybe over Dorgu, maybe over Nus Mazraoui. I'm not too sure just yet. But I'll think about it. I'll tell you that. I'll think about it. Nothing has been decided just yet, although it has. But I haven't leaked that yet to anybody, but I kind of know what I want to do. But let's head on into the press conference where we can hopefully answer a bunch of good questions that the media have asked to not try and set me up for failure here. Hello everybody, you're all looking grand today. It's fantastic. Even me, I'm looking great. I'm feeling up for it. Anfield is not going to know what's hit them because you got the big man Sesko scoring goals left, right and center, although he didn't hit the mark in that last game. Probably could have, but didn't. But I am going to encourage him. It's a tough away ground, especially for a Manchester United team. I mean, for any team, but because of the rivalry, because of the heated emotions that the fans are going to be feeling, it's a very, very hard place to go. Now, Senna Lamens is going to be absolutely important for us. We're going to encourage him as well, trying to get them into that green zone, full of confidence, but not overconfident. That's the key. We want our players, you know, in check with reality and what's happening here. As for Brian Mbeumo, he is going to be our most important player. He is going to be our most important player. I can't lie, can't deny his pace, his outlet, his ability to break him behind, cause Van Dijk issues, maybe even Konate, depending on who's playing where. Mbeumo is going to be vital. Onto the Liverpool analysis, and looking at their last 5 games, they've won 4 and lost once. I don't know exactly where that puts them in the league. Oh, it puts them in 5th place. Just having a look there, above the Premier League logo. So they're in 5th place. We're in 1st place. They're going to be playing a 4-2-3-1. We might look to just change things up ever so slightly. That would be great too. As for the tactical preset, they have got a possession-based style of play. Their key players that we need to look out for in terms of the off-the-ball movements and all that stuff: Frimpong, Gravenberch, and Kirkhead. So the 2 fullbacks and the number 6, the mainstay number 6. The key attacking players are Florian Wirtz, 009, 0010. Frimpong. So Frimpong's a dual threat here in this little equation that Arne Slot has got going on. And then, of course, the main man from that right-hand side, Mohamed Salah. It makes a lot of sense. They're going to be looking to maintain possession, so we might look to concede possession, give it to them, and look to try and counter. That's the best way that I might be able to get something from Anfield. People might be saying it's very pragmatic, but you know what? If pragmatic is winning games, I couldn't give a shit. Rightio. So, the first order of business is to change the formation. People are saying, why would you do that? You've had lots of success with this formation so far. You're going to throw the players off balance. Well, I'm here to tell you, I couldn't care less. We're also going to drop the high line, or the extreme line, to a high line, giving us a bit more security, not looking to press so aggressively and assertively up the pitch. And of course, the build-up style will now change to counter. That means that a lot of these players and their roles are definitely changing. The first being Mazraoui. I'm going to have him on a fullback with versatile. The same can be said with Dorgu, although it's not going to be Dorgu because I've thrown a spanner into the works. It's now going to be Diego Dalot down that left-hand side. As for these two, they're going to stay as ball-playing defenders with the defensive support in place. Goalkeeper's not going to change, still wants to be a ball-playing keeper, looking for that deep distribution, maybe those few long balls up top to the big man Sesko, who's also going to have a versatile role, which makes sense. Bruno is going to be that roaming number 10. And as for Casemiro and Kobbie Mainoo, both will be set to defend. We like it, having a bit more control, but they can go up the pitch if needed. That will be key. They can go up the pitch if needed. As for this man right here, you know what? Maybe not that inside forward role. I do like the balanced support. Maybe build up. Oh, I like that. I like that. We're gonna have that in place. So it's a bit of a deeper block where we're gonna have a few players sitting back. We can't let Salah score. We can't let Wirtz break through. We've got a good shield in front of that back line, and then we've got a very sturdy back line to go along with a great goalkeeper. And then as our outlets, it will be these players right here. That is the team. Apart from Dorgu, it's going to be Dalot. So that is the team. People might be thinking, why would you start Dalot? Well, this is where the money is made, people. This is Anfield. Very scary place. Rightio, Kobbie has arrived with the rest of the team and he's looking really locked in. I've arrived. Of course, I'm locked in. I've got that Rashford mentality. It's going to be great. But Anfield itself is going to be a cauldron of hatred and fiery atmospheres. And you gotta love football, man. You gotta love football. Liverpool versus United, the biggest game in English football. It is without a doubt the biggest game in English football, the biggest game in the Premier League. It doesn't matter who's bad and who's not. It's always a great game to watch. So, the boys are lining up. Can nobody touch the badge above the thing? Of course, if you're a Liverpool player, makes sense. But I remember Wout Weghorst touching it the once, and we ended up losing 7-0. So, not one of you bastards better touch that little thing up there. I don't even see that. Oh, there we go. Okay, they're doing it. They're doing it. Cool. The flags are waving crazy. The fans are frozen stupidly. What's happening here, EA? You've lost the immersion. Anyways, Bruno and Ice Spice are walking out. I do enjoy the Van Dijk memes. Okay, we're lining up. The heart is starting to pound, guys. Like my heart's going. It's going crazy. It's starting to rocket. But the fans in the front row, they're just. They're not even moving. EA, fix your game, bro. However, the gameplay this year is a lot better. In saying that, The kits, this is the first time we are playing in the white kits. Hopefully that's not a bad thing. I hope, I pray. We played in the black kit, we played a ton in the red kit, but now we're debuting the purple and white kit. A very nice looking kit, I have to say. It is a very nice looking kit. You know what, I was just thinking, those fans who are frozen in the front row, they're just, you know, insinuating that the Anfield atmosphere isn't as good as what a lot of people think it is. Maybe EA is onto something there. I can't lie, can't deny. Isak is starting up top. Florian Wirtz in the 10. Cody Gakpo out on the left. And Salah on the right. So that front four is going to be dangerous. However, 009, 0010, 00 however many is not going to be able to produce much against me. We've obviously thrown a spanner into the works. We've changed up a bunch of stuff. We've matched their formation. And we've put Dallo on the left-hand side. On the slots, I hope you're ready for what I'm about to throw at you, mates. Because it's not going to be good. The crowd is going to be absolutely wild. Oh, we've got Bruno Fernandes in some space here. He's going to cross the ball in. Early doors. Oh my goodness gracious me. Sesko, 2.5 minutes into the game, has scored a header. He has scored a header. He's doing the knee slide on Anfield's pitch. 9 goals and 8 appearances. Great form. Scintillating atmosphere. It's great. I'm joking. Pointers though. Goalkeeper should save that. What has EA done to the goalkeepers? How has the best goalkeeper in the Premier League, arguably, not done anything there? It's palmed off of him and into the back of the net. If that happens to me, this remote is through my desk. Did that come off Konate? Does that? No, it didn't come off Konate because they added the goal to Sesko, so it came off Sesko. But Konate should do a lot better there. We drew Van Dijk out of that central space and we attacked it with a great 6'5" aerial threat. And this man right here, you big, beautiful Slovenian bazooka. Sesko looking to make that run in behind. Oh my goodness, we've timed that beautifully. Van Dijk, can he catch up? Sesko's there. River low and hard. It's 2-0 at Anfield. Could this be a 7? Could we get our revenge? Also, Sesko's goals to appearance ratio is absolutely outrageous. 10 and 8. Are you mad? That is Erling Haaland type numbers, although Haaland probably does more than that. But right now, we are in firm control of this game. Look at that. Great ball over the top. Van Dijk is caught out. 6s and 7s defending. And it's a great 10 out of 10 strike. Nus Mazraoui, what can he do? Oh, that's some brilliance. Oh, they've won the ball back. They've won the ball back. I'm scared. They've crossed it out of bounds too. I'm not so scared anymore. I am not so scared anymore. Oh my goodness me. Great ball. Sesko's making a run. He's called for it. Bruno's found him. And it's a Sesko hat-trick at Anfield inside 20 minutes. Guys, maybe I'm too good at this game. But the gameplay has gotten more difficult. I'm not lying to you. The gameplay has actually gotten a lot more difficult. However, I am making this look very easy. That ball is outrageous from Bruno. That find from Sesko is beautiful. And that finish, magnificent. Magnificent. There we go. Cunha's fighting for the ball in those deeper spaces. And this is what I mean. We're getting the players to buy in on what we're trying to achieve here. Players are dropping back. Players are defending. Players that you wouldn't necessarily associate with the defensive side of the game, like a Cunha, like an Mbeumo. Well, I mean, Mbeumo does work hard, to be fair. But players are buying into what we're trying to achieve with this club. They've got a breakaway here. Kirk is bursting down this left-hand side. He might look for a pullback. He might look for a cutback. And it's a great goal. It's a great goal. We've made a save, but they've got the rebound. And it's 3-1 inside 30 minutes. This game has got a lot more in store for you guys, the viewers, and the fans in the stadium, even the frozen ones. Uh-oh, we're in trouble here. Mac Allister has made a great deep run from midfield, but it doesn't matter because De Ligt is there. He's recovered it beautifully. Lamens plays it out into Diogo Dalot. Good ball forward. Nope, wasn't there for him. Casemiro, has he found Matheus Cunha? Chop inside. Cunha. Cunha! Oh my goodness, the Brazilian magician. That's 4. It's 4-1. And it's his 4th goal in 8 games. Great stuff. This white kit, you know, might be our little lucky charm going into the rest of the season at least, because That ball from Casemiro was brilliant. The little chop inside, turning Konate. Of course, Konate has not been in any good form whatsoever this season. And he's chopped inside onto his dominant foot and he's just caressed it past Alisson into the back of the net. On a start again, he's like, what the hell is my team doing here? Well, Baldy, your team has been doing that all season long, mate. No, not Florian Wirtz. Oh my god, we've let Florian Wirtz score a goal. It's 4-2, by the way. What a game of football this has been. It's 4-2. Like, I can't fault it there. Florian Wirtz. I don't know if he's actually scored in the season just yet. But I've let Florian Wirtz score against me. Oh, just gut-wrenching feeling of... It's like charity. I've donated to charity by giving him this goal. You know, help the needy. You know what? It's a good deed for the year, at least. Something tells me Liverpool are not done in this game. However... Shit. Okay, never mind. Liverpool are not done in this game. Never mind. However, I think United are not done in this game just yet either. What can we do here? Cunha, he is screaming for the ball down that left flank. Looks to drag it back, pull it back. Beautifully done. Little chip into the back post area. Oh my days. Van Dijk has been bullied, dominated, out-physicaled. And Sesko's got his 4th goal on the game. This is like Darwin Núñez type settings against United when they beat us 7... Was it? Yeah, 7-0 at Anfield. However, Sesko is levels above Darwin Núñez. What a crazy half of football. 7 goals scored in that half. 5-2. This is Real Madrid settings at Anfield, where they were losing 2-0 and then they came back and scored 5. But that was over a 90-minute period. This is in the first 45. The stats are more so in Liverpool's favour. If you just have a quick look at them, they've got more possession. We've got more shots. We were looking to concede possession and then counter on them, which we've done so perfectly. Bruno Fernandes in that number 10 position, given the license to drift across the entirety of the pitch, receiving those balls in the pockets of space, and then finding key players in the attack. Great. They've had more passes than us. We know that. Our pass accuracy, by the way, has been a lot higher at 90 compared to their 84. And then we've made one more tackle than them at 3-2. So... second half is going to kick off. Hopefully we don't see another 5 goals, because if the game ends 10-4, that's hyper unrealistic. However, I would love to score just 2 more goals, just so we can say we put 7 past Liverpool at Anfield. That would be great for my emotional security and everything. Back out to Dallo. What can we do here? Can we find something impressive? Little ball in there. Sesko with another header, but this time Alisson gets gloves to it. So good enough on Alisson for stepping up in the second half eventually. Cunha, he's looking to chop inside, looking to switch the ball out wide onto the flank. Can Mbeumo get there? No, he can't, and that is the perfect time to pause the game, head to the assistant coach and say, buddy, what do you have in store for me? And off the bat, he is saying, we need a bit more legs down the wide spaces, so we're going to bring on Mason Mount and Ahmad. We're also going to look to pack the midfield now, because I really do want to just try and see out the rest of this game, as well as taking off our midfield brain. Now, this will be the first time that Kobbie Mainoo and Bruno Fernandes will not be in the deeper spaces of the pitch for me. So it's a bit of a risk at Anfield, and I'm not saying that I want to do something like that, but it is something that does need to happen. I'm going to bring on Harry Maguire as well, people. I am going to do that. Harry Maguire at left back, I'm only playing games. Harry Maguire at right back, I'm still playing games. Harry Maguire as the right side centre back with Lenny Yoro playing there and Nus Mazraoui playing there. That also means that there will be several changes that need to be made heading into the rest of this game. False 9 build up, we want that. As for you, good sir, you're going to be a fullback on defend. You are going just to be a... Oh wait, no, you know what, that makes sense. Both still on defend. Mazraoui, however, just to try and shore up the back line, guys, come on. As for these two, I'm thinking ball-winning midfielders. Ball-winning midfielders, it has to be that. Wide half, centre half, no half, thank you very much. Ball-winning midfielders. We're going route 1 right now. See out the game, make sure we're making everything happen. I don't want any slip-ups. I don't want any weirdness. It just needs to be see out the game and let's leave here with 3 points, but also the fact that we've scored 5 goals. However, if we do score 2 more, it would be very nice. Look at this. They're going to the switch of play. They're going out wide, but they don't realize that Lenny Yoro is a great defender. Mason Mount's getting his head in the way there. We're trying to just block off passing lanes. Look at that. Mohamed Salah trying to get past multiple players. But he can't, because you know why? We've got some great defenders in the way to try and stop and block and do everything and anything to, again, try and see out this game. Come on. There we go. Into Bruno. What can Bruno work here? Can he work a moment of magic? No, he can't, because Konate is there. Mason Mount, he's calling for it. Gets a ball in. Gets it back from Xerxes. Mason Money Mount. Oh my goodness me. I keep saying, oh my goodness me. Please do forgive me for that if I've said it a lot. But that is his first goal in the Premier League, and it's against Liverpool at Anfield. 6-2, 8-goal thriller, if you're a United fan. There's the only thrill and enjoyment is coming from, you know, Manchester here, and it's great. To be honest, Alisson has looked absolutely woeful from the moment that he palmed the ball from Sesko's header into his own net, and then he did the same thing there. I mean, I've hit the ball straight at the goalkeeper. You would expect the goalkeeper to make a better, you know, decision and push the ball away. Back into Mason Mount. Oh, we have an opportunity for 7. No, we don't. We don't have an opportunity for 7. We really don't. And it's going to only end 6-2. I know. Big time disappointment for the lads. But a 6-2 game at Anfield, if we can do this in real life, oh, you better run, you better hide. But a hat-trick, 4 goals from Sesko. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. He knew his role in today's game, and he played it perfectly. Like, United fans are going potty right now. We're starting to believe that maybe 21 is coming. Alrighty, people. So, we've played 8 games so far in the Premier League, and we are perfect 8 from 8, 24 from 24. It's scintillating football. 27 goals scored, only 5 conceded. And again, this is after the patch has been made, so the gameplay is a lot harder. Again, but I'm just making this look so damn easy, because I'm a tactical mastermind. Point is, though, we're 5 points clear of second place Spurs and tied in second place with Arsenal. So things are looking great. Things are looking fantastic. Now we have a massive game versus Brighton. And as for Brighton, they are going to be using a 4-2-3-1. Should we switch to a 4-2-3-1 again? I'm not too sure. They've got Baleba, who is a player that we need to be watching out for, because on the defensive end, although actually, hang on here. Baleba has got no stamina. Is he fit? Can he play? Is it because he was linked with Man United and now he doesn't want to play against his potential future club? I'm not too sure. But he is a key player that we need to look out for. Although, judging from his stamina, I don't know if he's going to be playing. But also, Van Hecke is another great player that we need to watch out for on the defensive end. In attack, however, De Kuyper, Minter, and Mitoma, so the 2 wingers and the fullback, are the key attackers. Now, in my opinion, if they are the key players, we need to watch the flanks. But in terms of their tactical presets, they are set to a standard approach. So standard approach with a bit of wing play intermixed into it could be quite tasty, could be quite spicy. However, I've got a few things that we can use to try and counter those counters that they're going to try and throw at us. Anyways, in their last 5 games, they've won 2, lost 2, and drawn 1. Okay, so standard settings in terms of the formation. I'm not going to switch up the formation again for this game. I only really did to see if it would work versus Liverpool, and it did too. It really did too. However, the build-up style will be set to balance, and the extreme high line is back in play. Versatile for the striker, that makes sense. Copy Manu, I want him on that roaming role. I really did enjoy him in that roaming role, in that other game that we played against Sunderland. I thought he was quite good. As for the wing backs, now, we're not going to be crazy about this, but we are going to invert the wing backs on build-up. I think, in my personal opinion, the inverted wingback role is my favorite new role that they've added into the game. It allows him to be out wide if needed. It also allows him to be very much inside, which is great. If you just look at that, we're going to have this combination of Mazraoui and potentially Casemiro, as well as Bruno Fernandes and Dorgu. And then you've got the wide players also holding the width, which is great. And of course, they'll also look to drift inside themselves. So got a lot of interior rotations happening consistently. So it's just a little bit of a mix-up that I'm trying to incorporate here. If it does work out, I will look to switch all of my fullbacks to the inverted wingback build-up, or the inverted wingback role, so that they can get the double plus in it. Because like I say, I think this is my favorite new role and focuses that they've added to FC26. So we're going to try that out. Bit of a new switch up, but I think we can find some success here. Oh Sherbet. Oh Sherbet Herberts. Mitoma, the danger man, he tries to take De Ligt out. He says, "Not today, good sir." And they've got themselves a corner kick. Fabian Hurst, he's there trying to direct the play. You should get yourself an assistant coach that does that, mates. Come on, all the top coaches do it. Oh, Sesko. Oh my goodness. Does Sesko have the pace here? Does Sesko have the pace? Ball carrying, 10 out of 10. Closed down from Van Hecke, 0. Goal, 10 out of 10 as well. That is goal number 13 and 9. Are you crazy? Are you cooked? What a counter attack, by the way. We're looking to counter here with Mbeumo bouncing down the right-hand side of the pitch. He's going to look to lift it into the middle, and Sesko's there for another header. feed the big man when he runs the floor. That's a basketball saying. You feed the number 5 when he gets down the floor. You throw him the lob, you do the thing. But that's exactly what we did right here. We threw the lob, and Brom went and slam dunked that into the back of the net. It was outstanding. Outstanding achievement award unlocked. And Buemo racking up assists like crazy. Sesko racking up goals like a madman. And that finish, beautiful. Here we go, De Ligt yet again. Great tackle. I was so locked in there. I was like, I got to zone in right now. And then I did. Great ball yet again. Matoma, sorry, not Matoma. Is that Hinchelwood out of position? And we've got Mbuemo making another run. Throw the lob up. No! What are you supposed to put your head there, mate. Put your head on the ball and put the ball in the nets. That's all you got to do. That is what I'm talking about. Well done there from Sesko. He's telling Mbuemo to make that run. He's made the inside run. Mbuemo squares it yet again. And Cunha is there to tap it home. 3-0 at halftime. 5th goal for Cunha. And things are looking so good for us. Again, I can only imagine you guys as the viewers are like, this guy is playing with the worst sliders. He is playing with, like, easy settings. I'm really not. I'm playing on authentic gameplay. And I'm playing on world class. No, have I just outed myself here? Sorry, I'm playing on... Not legend. I'm playing on ultimates. I'll show you guys the settings after this game. Low-key just out to myself. I'm playing all my games on world class now, guys. Oh my gosh. But I know some of you guys have been saying, change the sliders, change this, change that. It makes sense, I know. But I'm also a big fan of the new gameplay. And I don't think the gameplay needs sliders. Also, I'm winning games, guys. I know it's not fun if you're just winning every game. But maybe I'm just really good. Now, I don't know if I've kept this in the video as things stand. However, I will repeat myself. Because we are up 3-0. And we do have a massive game versus the mighty Arse very soon. We are going to make several changes, and when I say several changes, I mean all 5 of them, to, you know, rest and assure certain players that they will be playing some very important minutes in the next game or so. Now, even Luke Shaw, I don't want to play Luke Shaw. I'm sorry, I just don't. I just don't want to play Luke Shaw. Oh, wait, am I out of subs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Wait, did I count Mazraoui? Okay, it makes sense. I've replaced my entire midfield. Harry Maguire. Also, I haven't replaced Bruno Fernandes. He's just that good that he just does not lose any stamina whatsoever. That's outrageous. Anyways, so yes, we are going to make all of our changes at halftime. Yes, I know it is very risky. However, I have a lot of faith in the boys coming in that they're going to make a massive impact on the game, and we're going to win. So, it also means that there will be some tactical changes, which is always great. On attack, of course. Ahmad as a... I do like the wide midfielder role in this year's game. I can't lie. I think it's really good. Both of these guys will be set to attack. I want Bruno as the attacking man. I want Mainu. That's fine. Ugarte, that's fine too. And for the fullbacks and defenders, that will be the only change I do make. So there we go. There we go. We're good. Oh, Ruta. He's dribbled through the whole team. Wow. Okay, well, Ruta has done a madness, and he's pulled a goal back. Now, this is where the critics say, we told you, don't make 5 changes at half time, and I said, relax. There we go. Bruno Fernandes plays it into the big man, Xerxes. He slides it back into Bruno. Oh, my days! It could be a very cagey final 10 minutes. They're doing the whole dribbling thing again. Oh, no. Just keep them out, keep them out. This is calmer and a half. However, Mason Mount... Okay. Kadioglu's... Are you dumb? The player who scored 2 goals for you is being replaced by a fullback. Bro needs to get his head checked. Brother! He's won the ball back perfectly. Ahmad, what can he do here? He's going to look to chip it, and he's won us a corner kick with 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Blow the whistle, ref. I don't care. Anyway, we've got ourselves a corner kick here. I'm going to just whip it in just for the lols. Harry Maguire! Of course I had to be Big H. 4th appearance, 1 goal. Slab head to the rescue. It's 4-2. The game was never in doubt. The game was never... And this just shows you that, you know, the game can be quite hard sometimes. I'm just really good. No, I'm just great. I'm the GOAT. Let me know down below in the comment section how good I am. I'll give you a little heart and all that good stuff. I'm only joking. Egotistical Brom is never a great thing. But that finish, great. The save attempt, not so great. I've literally seen Rúben damn near make saves with his feet, with his arms, with his hands, with everything. And with the last kick of the game, we kill the game off completely, make it 4-2. Very entertaining game for the neutral. Some of the rival fans, they were tuned in for the hate watch, and they got to see a Harry Maguire killer at the death. A great game from Brighton. They did very well, but we were just better. Alrighty people, Carabao Cup settings, it is a different ball, so maybe Arteta's going to be locked in on how the ball flies and how it's kicked and all that stuff. But it is the Carabao Cup, Sesko's done incredibly well. Does he start in this game? Well, that's not been decided yet, but we are going to celebrate his form because he is a young striker that does need loads of confidence. And to be honest, I think his confidence is flying at an all-time high because he has been converting chances left, right and centre. Dorgu has also been incredible. And as for Nus Mazraoui, I'm very impressed with him. I can't lie, I think Nus Mazraoui is one of my favorite players in the team. Such a hard worker, grafting day in, day out from minute 1 all the way through to minute 90 whenever he's called upon. We all know Arsenal like to play with their 4-3-3. One of the fullbacks will be inverting, the other one will be staying back in that back 3 formation and then occasionally bombing forward. However, Miles Lewis-Skelly, you're looking like barbecue chicken for me, and Mbeumo is going to roast you and toast you and then chop you up and devour you down that right-hand side. It's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. They're going to be playing possession-based football, and the key players to watch out for are Declan Rice and Saliba on the defensive end. We all know this. It makes a lot of sense. As for Trossard, Odegaard, and Saka, they're the key attacking elements, and it makes sense with Saka and Odegaard, of course. But I would have thought that maybe, just maybe, God forbid, maybe Gyökeres would be the key player to watch out for, but they haven't highlighted him, which is weird. Why would you highlight Trossard and not Gyökeres? Anyways, I do think that maybe an Eze does come into this game and really change things and affect things. And we all know that Arsenal have got one of the deepest squads in world football, probably the deepest squad in the Premier League. And they are, well, gee, goodness gracious me, I've just taken notes. They've won their last 5 games in a row. So they're in some great form. This is the round of 16 of the EFL Cup, League One, the League Cup, and they're looking for a trophy. Because we all know Arteta has only won an FA Cup, which was 6 years ago. 7 years ago? 6 years ago, I think. He is now looking to add another piece of silverware to his cabinets. But it's not going to be this one, Arteta, because we're going to beat you. Obviously. Makes sense, doesn't it? Right, now we're having to deal with the fixture congestion. I'm saying this with tongue-in-cheek, but next season, when we are in the Champions League or have some sort of European football, we're going to have to deal with this properly. I'm going to do a madness here, guys. No Cobby versus the mighty arse. It's risky, it's dangerous, but it is what it is. Those are the changes I'm going to make. Dalot and Bruno. Okay, no. Dalot coming in, Mount coming in, Bruno switching positions. Now this is where things get tasty. Going for a defensive role there. We're going for a defensive role here. Very similar to the opening day. If their wingers are going to be their key threats in Saka and Trossard or potentially Martinelli or maybe even Eze, I want my fullbacks staying back, staying compact, staying close to the centre backs and defending those deeper wide areas. As for the likes of Mason Mount, number 10 position for you, good sir. As for Bruno Fernandes, roaming. In terms of Casemiro, I'm actually going to change him. I'm going to change his role to a defensive holding midfielder. That makes the most sense. That makes great sense, to be fair. Mbeumo's on attack because I want him to break down one of Miles Lewis-Skelly, Hincapié, or potentially Calafiori down his right-hand side, their left-hand side. As for Cunha, I want him combining with Mason Mount. And then, of course, you've got the main man who's in form that's starting over Xerxes. Some fans are saying Xerxes should start. I need Sesko, all guns blazing, firing the ball past Raya several times in this game and getting us the win, of course. They've gone strong here in this game. They have gone very strong, to be fair, so have I. Because we both want to win. Because Mikel Artapas wants to win the game. Oh, and it's looking... Uh-oh. It's looking tasty at the Emirates. Also, I didn't realize, I found this out the other day. The Emirates is going to be expanded. They're going to add more to it. So they want it to be around a 70 to 75,000 seater stadium, which is very cool. However, I don't know how long that's going to take. Because there are rumors that potentially Arsenal might be playing at Wembley for like a season, maybe 2 seasons, maybe even 3, depending on how long it does take. Because if you look at the construction of the Emirates Stadium, it's like it's like a spaceship kind of thing, especially with that curvy roof and everything. So it would take a while if they are looking to build up. But it's very cool nonetheless. You can have a lot more bodies in the stadium, improve the atmosphere, improve the attendance and all that good stuff. But right now, the Emirates is very quiet. Why? Because my Brazilian magician has just put a goal in their hearts and said, you're not winning silverware this season. Trossard, he pulls it back very aggressively. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Odegaard is offside. That's what we have with a great high defensive line. Mbeumo's looking to cross into the box. It's a great ball, but it's also a great bit of defending from Saliba. Oh, there we go. That is beautiful from Cunha. Into Mbeumo. Boom. It's Mbeumo. And it's wing play combination. 2 goals and 2 appearances. We're celebrating on the sidelines. The Emirates, mighty quiet. Good ball there. Little layoff. Oh, Cunha. He's got the time to take the shot, but Raya does make a great save. That's why he's one of the best goalkeepers in the Premier League. Every pass that they've tried to do into the midfield, it's just been bad. It's been intercepted, it's been blocked off, it's been offside, and that is exactly what we've done. We've just stifled their entire offensive flow, and you can really tell because we've picked them off, we scored some great goals, and the pressure is mounting on Mikel Arteta's and the mighty arse. Okay, just having a look at the team. Mount is actually the worst off right now, which is kind of crazy, but he has done a lot of hard work. His off-the-ball movement has been superb. However, I do think in the second half he will be coming off. However, there won't be any changes right now. If we have a look at the stats, however, oh, the stats are looking grim. 60%. That's how much Arsenal have had of possession. They've only had 1 shot, which so Mikel Arteta. Take the handbrake off, mate. Take the handbrake off. We haven't had a lot of the ball. But when we have, we've used it superbly. We've drawn them in, we've sucked them in, pause, and we have absolutely dealt with them on the break, in transition, open spaces, left, right, and center, more specifically left and right, with the 2 wingers scoring the goals. More of it in the second half. Defensively, we've been very good. Putting in tackles, doing our thing, and again, more of it in the second half. Cunha, he's looking to make that run. He has done so in the space, in the pockets, and just for the sake of it. Wow! What a save! That is prime David De Gea settings. Okay, we are going to make some changes, however. We are going to make some changes. I was so overconfident here. I was like, oh, just for the sake of it. We're going to bring on Ahmad for Mason. Again, Kobe Mainoo, people are saying, why is Kobe Mainoo not coming on? Again, it's about minutes rotation, people. You got to learn that not all of your favorite players can get the start. You know what? Just for the sake of it, Yoro, he's going to be rotated as well. And those are going to be the changes for the time being. 3 changes. Do we make any changes like that? No, I'm going to keep that as is. I like Ugarte as the holding defensive midfielder. Not ball winning just yet. I don't want him being super aggressive with the tackle. And that in that number 10 position. And Heaven as a ball playing defender. We need that. We want that. More of it. Aiden Heaven up against former side Arsenal. Sesko, he's screaming for it in the middle. He's gotten just ahead of Saliba. And Saliba gets there as well, which is great. Good for him. Fair enough. Fair play. Arsenal's defense has been a lot better. But I mean, the damage is already done. Oh no. Yes, please. Aiden Heaven showing him into a harder area to try and shoot. I am going to bring on Joshua Zirkzee as a quick sub right now. That does mean that I'm not going to make any tactical tweaks and changes. I'm going to try and see if Zirkzee can more or less play and function as a poacher. And I don't think you're going to get a lot of say with who's attacking who here, because let's be honest, Brian Mbeumo has been so good. Now that is a goal. They tried to exploit Aiden Heaven. They thought he was the weak link. Meanwhile, we said, hold my beer, I'm going to exploit your right hand side / left hand side. Right hand side for us, left hand side for you guys. Exploited, exposed, and also kicked out of the competition because it's 3-0 at the Emirates. Quiet crowd, people. Quiet crowd. Goalkeeper can't make a save. And can you imagine the AFTV fan cams? If this was IRL, you best believe we've got content to feed the masses. Well. That is a sight for sore eyes. Martin Odegaard pulling up from range. I'm using basketball references again. But bro pulled up from range, Steph Curry range, and said, watch this. Try to caress one into the back of the net. Well wide. Anyways, we win 3-0 at the Emirates in the Carabao Cup, knocking out our Tapas and the Mighty Arse. And things are looking great for us. On to the next round. What's at the quarterfinals next? 2 goals from Mbeumo, scintillating form from our strikers and forwards. And things are great. We rotated, we gave minutes to the young players, we benched some players that needed rest. Just a great game. Okay, people, so I have added and also taken away certain names from the transfer list. Now, if Harry Maguire does leave United, which I don't want to happen, but if he does, I've got 2 centre-backs on this list. And again, if you guys have any other centre-backs, preferably with real faces, that you would like to suggest, let me know down below, and I'll also look to add them to the list if I do like them. However, Kambwala and Mengi are 2 players formerly of the Man United Youth Academy. Both have made a handful of games / starts / gotten minutes for the first team, and they were then sold at later points. But anyways, 2 former United players here in Kambwala and Mengi who could come in and replace Harry Maguire as a 4th / 5th choice centre-back, which I think is pretty good. And again, they both have real faces. Of course, Cardona is probably the left back. Now again, some of you guys have suggested left backs. I know there's this name Nathaniel Brown from Frankfurt. He was suggested, but he doesn't have a real face, and I'm not that sold on him, especially with his age, because I also have Patrick Dorgu. So I'm looking for a little bit more experience. So again, if you have any ideas of left backs who have real faces and are somewhat more experienced, I'm talking 25, 26 range, let me know. But Cardona seems to be that player that I'm looking at. Yes. Anyways, Stiller, Solis, and Sano, another suggestion from the Bundesliga, which is not too bad, although he doesn't have a real face. However, I'm not going to judge. I'm not going to do too much about it. However, these are the 3 DMs that I'm looking at. Now, Adam Wharton was on the list. Somebody even suggested Adam Wharton and Hayden Hackney. Hackney I don't think is good enough just yet. Wharton I think is good enough, is brilliant. However, and I'm also pretty much sold on Adam Wharton. However, I just think it's such a boring maneuver. So Stiller could be the one, with Solis coming in. That could be great. Or Sano. That would be brilliant. Semenyo I've added onto the list for shits and gigs. I think it's brilliant. Bringing a player like this into the team potentially next season, if we do make Champions League football, which I think we will. How things are going right now, I think we're going to win the whole lot. But if we could bring in a player like Semenyo, that would be firepower, overkill, overload. Having a player like him who could play on the left, the right, down the middle, in the number 10 position, could be great. I've kept Guerra, I've kept Mora. Those are the other attackers / midfielders that I have kept. But again, people, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below for players that you would like to potentially see me look at or sign for this career mode. Anyways, until the next time, until the next one, I hope you guys have an absolutely fantastic damn day. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. Let me know down below as well. Are the episodes too long? Do you want me to try and make them a little bit shorter? I can make them shorter. I just thought, let's just make them nice and long because it is only 1 episode a week. So let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. Until the next time, until the next one, I hope you have a smashing goddamn day. And I'm out of here. Peace.